What's up, and welcome back to my channel. It's been a while. Today I wanted to talk about a subject that kind of comes up a lot in the community and is very important, I think, for newcomers to understand so that they don't end up getting misled. And so I'll start off with the concept of, I guess, searching for what and who you are. I think a lot of us that are drawn to Asetianism and even the occult in general kind of feel a sense of otherness inside of ourselves. So we tend to think and feel that, we don't really fit in with the world as it is. We don't fit in with common mundane society, and it just doesn't mesh well with our personalities. And so I know a lot of us are kind of on that journey of trying to figure out, who and what am I? And for those of us who have a passion for ancient Egypt and Aset, we find Asetianism. And, the order and the path is very restricted. It's not that you can't be an Asetianist and that it's closed off from you because, you're not good enough or, this or that. It's simply that it's an initiatory tradition and it's very difficult to find truthful information about it outside of what's already published. And given, I think, the energy of the current and the energy of just the whole thing, a lot of people love to lie about it. Asetianism, I think, is notorious for attracting a lot of misinformation, even defamation, but especially liars and people who are just trying to use that allure and that power and mysterious aura they feel from it for their own benefit somehow. And so I just kind of wanted to come on here and say to be careful when you go online. Be very careful, especially when you're newer and you're trying to find yourself. I think it creates almost a desperation sometimes when you're very new and you don't kind of understand yet a lot of things about the occult. You can get targeted. You can get preyed upon by people who don't really know anything about the path but want to pretend otherwise and want to fool you. And so be very careful when you're trying to find out what and who you are of people who will come and tell you what you are so easily, because that simply doesn't happen, right? Those of you who have studied the Violet Throne and any other associated works know that especially the process of validating an Asetian soul, that involves triangulation, which is a guarded technique. No one outside of the order knows how to do that, and it involves, three Asetians validating another soul, and it can take a while, and there's not that much known about it beyond what is published. And unfortunately, you're going to find a ton of people, predators, not the good kind of predator, not the powerful kind of predator, but the parasitic predator who just really want to mislead others. They want to go around on the internet telling people, you're an Asetian, you're an Anubian, you're this lineage, you're that lineage. Or even worse, they will go around and tell people that they are one, maybe even that they're an elder, or that they're a member of the order, or they were going to be a member of the order, but they turned down the invitation, or they're no longer a member of the order, but they were. Simply put, those things don't exist. The order is extremely strict and limited in who has access to it. And I think even to be closer to their circles without being in the order is legendarily difficult, and they keep their information guarded for a reason. So I guess I just wanted to come on here really quick and hopefully put out a word or two of advice for those of you who are new and unsure of yourselves, to be really careful of that stuff, because it's not just a simple warning. I think there's a lot of danger out there for those seekers who are looking for that violet flame, who are looking for the teachings of the path. It's not safe by any means. Even when you're on the right track, it's not safe, much less when you sort of lack experience and are being targeted. My experience, what little it is in the communities, you just watch and you'll see if somebody is very blatant about the fact that they're new to the occult and to Asetianism and to vampirism or predatory spirituality. The moment they let that be known, you have all kinds of parasitic people, commenting underneath, like, private message me. I can't say it here because it's too secretive and it's too important, and I can't say it in public. Send me a private message for details, or trying to scoot these people off of the public spaces, not because they want to be helpful or do something good for someone else, but because they want to prey on their ignorance and lack of experience. They want to prey on them, so they're gonna take them out of the public eye so that more experienced Asetianists can't correct anything that they're saying or help the other person or know about what's being said. And that happens so often. So yes, definitely be very careful. Unfortunately, there's no shortage of people online who are very delusional and very much want to mislead others. Especially, just want to say that, you're not going to find an Asetian who flashes their dark mark or their Asetian sigil all over social media. So, especially if you see that's one thing that I've noticed misleads a lot of other people. That sigil carries so much power and so much energetic weight. It's a living, breathing entity all its own. But one thing I've definitely seen is a lot of people like to tattoo that sigil to their left wrist and flash it all over social media. And they think that putting this tattoo on themselves makes them an Asetian, or makes them more experienced, or, something else. And simply, that's just not true. Definitely be careful of that stuff, because you're not going to see a real member of the order ever showing that to an outsider. And anybody can go out and get a tattoo on their skin by any random tattoo artist and say, this is my dark mark. It's just not real. People, please be really careful. The walls of the order are very high and mightily guarded for thousands of years for a good reason. So just please be aware of the danger that you can and will encounter as a seeker outside of the order. And please just remember that if you're a member of the community of Asetianism, you can always approach a community leader and, bring to their attention anything suspicious or weird that you're noticing or that other people are saying to you. There are protections in place in the community for a good reason, and please take advantage of that. I just wanted to come on here and hope that this message helps somebody, because, of course, after watching things play out for a few years, this is just so common. The Asetians are so hard to reach, and they are so elitist about who they allow closer to them, that it just creates so much desire and all the smoke and mirrors, as they say. There's so much desire around it that the weak human mind, I think, will go to any lengths to soothe itself with that lack of access, right? So be aware of that, and don't allow other people to mislead you, because when it comes to Asetianism, even just the occult in general, I think time is really precious. And like I said, there are so many dangers already. Even when you're on the right track, there are dangers, let alone when someone's misleading you. You can and will find yourself. You can find out who and what you are. It just takes a lot of work, and it takes a lot of time, and sometimes it takes years. And like the Master himself says, leave easy assumptions to those who don't take the occult seriously. So don't take anything for granted on this path. That's a fatal mistake. Don't do that. And I think as long as you're walking forward and loving and honoring Aset and her legacy, I think that alone should be enough in a way. Just focus on the love that you have for the path and for learning and evolution and acquiring knowledge and skills and just exploring in life. And I think the pieces will fall into place for you. But please just be careful out there, and I'll see you next time.